Hi everyone, so as you can see I decided to do a summer look today. As my other video, I've still used pink colours on my eyelids, but there's also a bit more brown to make it more of a dark nude. I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette in Modern Renaissance, and I was really inspired to do this look with Maybelline lipstick 665 Lust for Blush. I really like this color. So please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and please keep watching for this voiceover. So here we are with my second makeup tutorial. Yes, now I'm using a primer. As you may have seen, I was using the Fix and Protect primer. It's wouldn't say the best primer I've used, but I know that it keeps my makeup on for a long time, and you can probably see that I'm having a little bit of a dance. Yes, I'm listening to a piece of music that I'm really enjoying. Can't even remember what it was, but it was obviously a lot of fun. So just spreading around the cream on my face and making sure that it's all even. In my hands, I now have the Daily Balance Day Moisturizer. Now this is a wonderful moisturizer. I have mentioned it in my previous video. Yes, I love the smell of it. It's fruity. It's got grape extract in it. Yeah, this is really the bomb for me. And of course I use this over the top of the other primer. So the other primer, you know, I don't feel that one as much. And this one's also really light and fluffy, so it makes my face feel light and fluffy as well. Now using the Match Perfector, this is a type of concealer that I consider to be quite light in color. I haven't really found one that is my color, but really the reason I'm using this one now is just to place it over my eyelids, and then it could be used as a base for my eyeshadows to blend in. And yes, I'm showing myself a flat brush that I'm using to spread out this concealer all over my eyelids. It's a really creamy concealer, and I also feel that sometimes it's better than the other Maybelline concealer that I use. I think this one, I haven't really had any reactions to this one. The other one, I don't know, I think it was a combination of everything, but I do prefer to use this over my eyelids. It feels really fresh as well. Yeah, and covering it over my eyelids bit by bit. We're getting there. And yes, I will fix up my eyebrows, so you don't need to worry about that either. So for this part, I've decided to use the Zoeva brush. I'm just looking at it now. Can't really tell you what number it is in, but I'll definitely find that when I look at my brushes again and check out what number that is. I must have a really itchy head because I keep scratching my head in this video and getting up and moving around. Sit back down, woman. Okay, so I found what I needed, and in this case it's the Contour BYS contouring palette. It's a really, really good contouring palette. I mean, I know I've used Anastasia Beverly Hills palette and other ones that are, I guess, more high-end, but even though this one was a little bit less expensive than the norm, it does the job for me, and I can use this to place over my eyelids. As you know, with the whole routine, I like to use a powder that is similar to the color of the concealer that I've used, and then it makes it easier to blend in the eyeshadows. Yay! So here's my Modern Renaissance Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. Woohoo! I'm so excited about it, and I'm excited that I get to use it, but I'm out of camera, out of focus, sorry guys. What colour I did use this time was the burnt orange colour in the palette, which is sort of, well, you can tell by the name, orange, and more of a brown orange. Hence the name burnt orange. That's what I use for my eyes, my eyelids, and just using windscreen wiper motions back and forth to blend in the crease. Now I'm really sorry about this guys, but I don't know what type of brush this is. I just know that it's from the e.l.f. company, and in this tutorial I'm using the colour, whoa, it's really hard to see what I'm doing, but I think I used the colours Realgar. Yes, very red orange colour. And using that on the outer part of my eyelid just to darken it up a little bit. I think it's working for me. But I just use a small amount and build on it, because I know in the past I'm crazy. I have just daubed on a massive pigment of, you know, eyeshadow, and it's really hard to blend. So in one of my Urban Decay electric palettes, this is where I got that brush that I was holding up, the blue one with the blue bristles. Oh, sorry, is it purple? Maybe it's purple. Anyway, it doesn't matter because it doesn't show up on my eyelids. But then I've used some more colour in my Modern Renaissance palette to darken it up a little bit on the outer corner. And I have a feeling that I used the colour Cypress to make it, yes, a lot darker and stand out and a little bit more dynamic. So with this small angled brush here that I've shown you, I'm going to use, again, the Match Perfector Concealer that I used at the beginning of the video, and use this to basically cut the crease. This is a cut crease tutorial, so this is my way of showing you how I like to do it. And I know it might look like I'm doing it really fast, but I do try and take my time with something like this because I know how careful you need to be and how precise, just to make it look really pretty and, you know, fix it the way you want it with the right shape and everything. So just, I did more like a half cut crease here, just half of my eyelid. I moved the concealer towards, and then I'll explain the rest. So as you can see, I did try and take my time and fix up both sides of my eyes, not just one eyelid. And yes, now I've got another brush in front of me. I don't know what that one is, but I'm going back into my Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, and this time I'm using the color Buon Fresco. And this one I use on just the area that I placed concealer and made my half cut crease. Hopefully it turns out the way I want it to, but you never know sometimes. Oh, I'm a bit out of focus. Sorry guys, sorry about that. Whoops. Let's hope that I get back into focus very soon. The camera seems to have more favour over my drums than myself. So just in this case, I'm using the Venetian Red colour just to darken up the outside area, just so that I know that the middle part will be lighter and the outer part will be darker, and you know, the cut crease, the whole thing, how it works, just so you can see the dynamics of it all. And I'm looking for something else. I think it may be a brush. Wow, I was right. So in this case, I use a big fat brush just to blend everything out so it doesn't look too harsh, because that's not something that I want to achieve here. I want everything to be blended and combined together. Oh, there is my eyeliner. Yes, so I've used the BYS liquid eyeliner. So one side is actually a star stamp and the other side is liquid eyeliner. And yes, you can guess I'm obviously using the eyeliner part of it. And this takes me a lot of concentration. I know that people take a lot of concentration to do their eyebrows. Well, my eyeliner is the same situation right here, right now. And I do actually pull my skin up with my hand. It looks really weird when I do that. But it helps me have a straight line. Now, everyone is different in this case. Some people say don't do it. Some people say do it. But for me, it works. And that's how I do it. Then I know I have more control when I'm holding that skin back a little bit. But, as I said, everyone's different and each to their own, whatever works. Now, in my last video, I did use an eyelash curler, and I probably will use an eyelash curler in all of my videos. But they're all from Kmart, and they do a good job for me. They're like $4 Australian dollars, and I just look up when I'm using my eyelash curler so that my eyelashes actually point to the heavens. Yes, in this case I'm using a small brush and back into my Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. Again, just to darken the outside area, I use the colour Red Ochre and just bring it around, sort of like half a moon, if that makes sense, or half an arch, just curving around from where my eyelid ends and bring it up, because as you know, the eyeliner keeps going, it doesn't end at your eyelid unless that's how you want it to look. And then in this case I'm using that big fat brush again. I can't remember what the name of it was, sorry guys, but this one I'm using to blend it out again, as I don't want it to look harsh. And blending, blending, blending. That's all I need to do. So in this case, I am showing you the eye mascara that I used this time. It was the Maybelline Pump mascara. It's really thick and in a way quite a bit clumpy, but you know, I can use it as a substitute when I don't have my other mascaras. Yet I'm not sure if I really would say this is one of my favourite ones, But hey, you know, I am showing you what I'm using and trying out all my different mascaras. And I think I use quite big eyelashes in this video as well, so maybe that's probably why I use them. So keep brushing them up to the heavens. There we go. Damn, I was wrong. I used really small eyelashes this time, but that's okay. These eyelashes are ones that I ordered on eBay. Previously, like the last video, I also ordered them on eBay. I really like buying things from eBay and it works for me. Oh yes, so here is my Stay Put Longwear foundation. Now I know you see it on my hand and you must be thinking, oh my god, it's so bright. But to be honest, it is longwear and it actually sets into your skin, so after a while it starts getting a little bit darker. It's a really weird thing to think about, but honestly I have tried many different foundations and this one seems to be the one that works best for me. And of course, don't forget, I've also got to do my contour and my highlighting and my bronzing as well, so you know, it all comes together. You usually figure out what works for you and your skin and what doesn't make you react so badly, and this one really does work well for me. I was noticing that this bottle was almost finished, so I had to start using the stick applicator and just wiping it on the back of my hand. And we pat it in with my black beauty blender. And we're back with the Match Perfector. This I use for my highlighting areas as my concealer. So underneath my eyes, on my cheeks, then I put it up in my T-zone area, followed by my nose, my underlip, what the hell, above my lip, and on my chin. Yes, and back with that beauty blender, which I also got from Kmart. I forgot to mention this was only what, $3, and I use that and pat it around my face so that I know I can highlight those areas and look a little bit more dynamic. No, that's not right. Makes me look a little bit more like I've got areas that are actually highlighted and brighter, and so make my eyes stand out a bit more, because that's why you have highlighting underneath your eyes, right? Yes? Okay, that's what I believe. Oh, I recognize that palette. Do you recognize that palette? It's my contouring palette. This is my contouring palette, and in this case I will be using my, I think it's the illuminating Ashley Tisdale type of brush. This I use underneath my eyelids. I've used a highlighting powder in my contouring palette, again to emphasize my eyes. So pat it around my T-zone area, on my chin, whoa, around my lips and my nose. That should really do the job. I actually like the feeling of soft brushes all over my face. It's great. Even makes me sigh. Look, oh, a sigh of relief. And then I have my compact powder, which I use for my setting. Oh, I'm out of the camera. But I found myself a stippling brush. Yes, perfect. Stippling brush in BH Cosmetics number something there. I will list that down below, don't you worry about that. And brush that all over the outer perimeters of my face. Had to blow it away, there was some powder coming onto me. And then onto my cheeks. I'm feeling good about this, I really am, it's good stuff. Honestly, how could we forget my eyebrows? So, previous video I used BYS eyebrow palette. Yes, with a little brush, which I'm using right now for my eyebrows. And this, I just swipe over my eyebrows, bring them up, and then around, if that makes sense. So follow the shape of my eyebrow. And I use a lighter colour at the beginning, finishing off with the darker colour. More like an ombre effect, if you've seen that before. Dark into light is what I think it is, something like that. Yep, and I like my eyebrows to be natural. And this I did mention before, yes, I know. But it worked for me. But you never know, I could start trying something new. Oh, I have a new contouring palette. Well, not completely new because it looks like I've got a hole in one of the palettes, so I have been using it quite a fair bit. And back with my other illuminating contour brush, I use the brown shades in this palette on my forehead, making small circular motions, well, as small as you can with a big brush like that, hey? And then moving it towards my, once I finish my forehead, yes, we're still moving in that direction, then I will be making my actual contour with my cheeks. So much hair there, it's just getting in the way. Whoop, something in the blow. Okay, then I just make that shape on my cheekbones to emphasize that I have cheeks. Yes, that's right. And it's all about the blending, guys. Blending is key. Using my big fat Zoeva brush, I'm going to be using another color in the palette, which is more of a light pink. So of course that will be for my blush. And just patting it on the apples of my cheeks, as they say. I do like to bring it up to my ears, but I'm not sure if I did much of that in this one. Oh, maybe I did. Well, I'm just wondering what's going to happen next. I'm getting back to that palette and adding some more pink with a different brush, I think. I can't remember that bit. Or maybe I used a different blush palette. I can't remember. How bad is that? I've got to record these things a bit better. I think I used a different type of pink in a different palette. Sorry, I can't really note that one down. And that was just to make the blush stand out a little bit more. So with this angled crease brush, I'm using this. Oh, for my, let me guess, for my nose contour. Yep, and she is right. Hopefully this time it's not too strong like the previous video. Oh my god, I really was wrong there. Let's hope it's not like that this time. And then I can use my beauty blender, that is right, and start patting around my nose and setting it in a lot better. I don't really want a harsh nose contour, I just want a nose contour. I want people to see that I got a nose, you know? You knows? This is an interesting one because I am using highlighting palette, but this one is a cream highlighting palette, and trust me, I don't use many cream highlighting palettes, but this one I just used on my finger and just dabbed it gently on the high parts of my cheek. So then I would go back and highlight with a powder on top, but this was just to, give a shadow that there, well, not a shadow because shadows are dark, but just give you an idea that there was highlight on my cheeks. That is right. And going back to what I said before, this time I'm actually going to use a powder highlighter called the High Life by the Australis brand, and using my flat brush I just place that over the tops of my cheeks just to illuminate the highlight a little bit more. Get your sunglasses out because it's bright in here. No, I'm kidding. So that is just to make you see that there is more of a highlight and building on it more. Also during the day it lasts a lot longer. Oh, and I've got my lipstick out. This must be the Maybelline lipstick in something Lust. Blush Lust. I have to get back to you on that one. It is definitely down in my description bar, so you can check that out. Yes, I'm sorry I'm out of camera, but I am applying the lipstick. And here it is. That pink. Hoping that it will complement the eyeshadow that I'm wearing. Don't usually focus on under eyes, but in this video I have, and I'm sorry I'm out of focus again, but I'm just placing a black colored eyeliner underneath my eyes just to make them stand out a little bit more. As you can see when I stand back from the camera or move away from the camera, you can see that. And yes, I do take my time with this as well, because it's really important that I don't poke my eye out, because that would not be good. This is something that I take my time and be careful about. Oh no, not more brushes! So yes, I will actually use this brush. And I'm using the black colour, actually, in my BYS eyebrow palette. And I use that to help the underline of my under eyes, to emphasize it a little bit more and to keep it lasting longer during the day as well. It does actually make a huge difference. Probably a little bit more dramatic as well, but it makes a difference, and that's what I wanted. So this is the end product. As you can see, I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Renaissance palette to create this eye look with a slightly pink lip. I mentioned that at the beginning of the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll be after you. I will see you again soon.